Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bagmen podcast. This is season 2, episode 7. We had a guest scheduled for today. As to this point, which is an hour after scheduled broadcast time, they haven't shown up. So we'll push that to another time.
Yep.
It's just going to be Stock and I catching up on the last month. Guys, it's been a month since we've been live. So it's good to see everybody, good to hear from everybody. If you got anything in the live chat, go ahead and send it there. I'll try to check it as much as possible. We're going to keep this brief, kind of get you guys caught up on the last month of what we've been doing, where we've been, what we're up to. You can see that I've got my haircut.
What do you think, Mom?
Yeah, she's happy about the haircut. She's not happy about the beard remaining.
You're just Squatch now.
Exactly. I was told that I look more like a Viking now. So that was cool. I'm all about that. So death diving into the Wabash soon with axes in either hand.
I'll light the fire.
Exactly. Stock's going to light the pyre. Stock, what have you been up to in the last month?
Healing. Getting
Yes.
better.
Yes.
I'll just go right into my first rant. Life in general.
Life in general. Getting older.
Getting older.
Yes.
No, I've been sick the past couple of weeks, just sinuses with the change in seasons, and it's Indiana weather. It's hot one day, cold the next.
Absolutely.
So that always does me in.
It seemed to hit people harder this year
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
And
Weakened immune
I
systems.
try to push through as much as I can, but
Sure.
when I go down, I go down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's better to get rest than
Yeah.
anything else.
Why not?
Drink fluids, get some rest.
I would give you my mom's advice, but that might get us canceled.
Right? Oh, that's not great.
No,
Saltine
would
and a
say-
cough drop?
No, she would say, drink fruit juice and have a bowel movement.
Yes.
Good advice.
Great advice.
It's good advice.
Always. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thank you. But I've been sick.
Love it.
You've been busy, and
Yeah, it's been insane.
been life.
It's
Yeah.
been insane. The last month has been crazy. And we'll talk about that. That's our next segment anyway, is the end of the sports seasons and where we go from here. But yeah, a lot of stuff happened in the last month. A lot of stuff that in the moment stuff that we don't really need to recap, but it's nice to know as it's going on and ending. So here we are, exactly 1 month later after we talked to the girls from the National Honor Society, which thank them for coming on.
they're still taking donations for
yeah.
Thanksgiving meals.
At $25 a piece?
$25.
Yeah, and they feed a lot of families,
Yeah.
which is a really, really cool cause. So if you have the extra money and you can throw it their way, it's always nice to get out.
Yeah.
Also, do you know anything about the coat drive stock? I know it's in the announcements.
Coat drive is going on this week, and I have a couple coats I want to take to them. I think it is at the church down the street here.
Okay.
Which one is that?
So like there's
It's
first,
Church of Christ?
yes,
Yeah, I think it's at the Church of
the one
Christ.
across from First Baptist.
Yes.
Okay, so if you know where Ethan hangs out, it's across the street. So that's going on. If you have extra coats, anything like that, give them to kids. They'll stay warm through the winter.
Yeah.
Unless it's a trench coat, and then Mrs. Sebastian needs it, right?
Only if it's khaki.
Only if it's khaki. So that's kind of cool. We'll talk about a promotion that's really interesting later on.
coming up.
Stock's brought to us
Coming up
coming up this next week.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
this Saturday.
Really exciting with sports not really going on at Covington right now.
Yeah.
A good opportunity to get out
Another
and do
option.
something. Absolutely. My team got beat last night. I was rooting for the Phillies. The Phillies got beat and knocked out of the baseball tournament. So the NLCS, the Phillies got beat 4-2 in Game 7 last night. So it's a sad day.
I'm a Cubs fan.
Yeah, well, you guys were out a while ago. I'm typically a Cardinals fan, but I root for certain teams during
Yeah.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see. There was a former Cub. Kyle Schwarber's the leadoff guy for the
Okay.
Phillies. So
All right.
sad to see him go out of the playoffs. But it'll be the Rangers and the Diamondbacks.
I'll go Rangers in that one.
Rangers, okay. The former Dodgers shortstop is playing for the Rangers
Okay.
right now. So that's cool.
Well, they had Josh.
Yeah,
What's his
Hamilton.
name? Hamilton.
Yeah, he got traded to the Yankees, and I think he got hurt. So,
Hmm.
but that happened last night, so that's kind of a downer. But we're broadcasting on a Wednesday, so it's kind of a weird day for everybody
Yep.
here. Anything else we need to catch up on that's super pertinent, Stock? You guys had Jostens here today?
Jostens was here delivering freshman class rings,
Okay.
also taking any lingering senior cap and gown orders. Seniors, if you have not ordered your cap and gown, you need to do that, and that's on you.
Yeah, that's
Davis-
a graduation requirement.
Davis
right?
and I cannot do that for you. You have to contact Jostens yourself.
And you have to have that to walk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, Rugby World Cup has been going on this past month.
Yes.
all of my teams are out except for England. I was rooting Scotland, then France, and then England. England's playing Argentina Friday for third place, and then South Africa versus New Zealand Saturday for first and second.
And there were some upsets, but New Zealand's still in it.
New Zealand's still in it.
By miracle. New Zealand's still in it. Because didn't they take a loss early or something like
France beat them very first
that?
game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The Blacks.
Yep.
Is that what they call themselves? Yeah.
It's so hateful.
Oh, so, they got cool uniforms, though. They do have cool uniforms. So that's going on. You had your picture yesterday.
Yeah,
you want to go ahead and talk about
picture.
that? Yeah.
Every year the seniors go out and take a class photo, then have lunch, typically with some variations here and there.
Yeah.
We went to Twin Lakes Camp, which I'd never been to. It's just south of Hillsboro. Lovely place.
Yeah.
That's so gorgeous.
It's on the way to Grandma's.
Yeah. Why have I never known about it?
It's kind of tucked away.
Yeah.
So unless you jump off at 341, you're not really going to see it.
Right.
Yeah, there's that one big sign, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. So they've got a zip line there and a neat little bridge and everything.
Former golf course.
Yeah. I think Davis and I think the day went well. Teenage kids will complain about anything.
Absolutely.
So they had to walk. They had to have their picture taken. They had to pick their own place to have lunch.
How dare you? How dare you? Actually, this is how long it's been since I've been there, Stock. The last round of golf that I played in my life was at Twin Lakes with my grandpa.
That's a while ago.
He's been gone over a decade, and it hasn't been a golf course in a very long time. So that was the last round of golf I actually played. Yeah, it's been a minute.
We had a great trip, I think. Gary was our driver. He's great.
So
Gary Cooper.
Did you guys take 2 full-size buses?
One yellow, one white.
Okay. So
who drove the white?
So a minibus and a full-size school bus.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forget.
Awesome. So
that whole day's a blur right now.
Right. And that was just
yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah. So we always wonder why it was quiet in the high school. The senior class was gone completely. And then the freshman class was taking the PSATs in the morning. So the hallways were barren.
And you want to know something?
It was nuts.
Chris Cleveland, when she was still here.
Yeah. Chris Willis now.
Chris Willis.
Yep.
Okay. She always suggested, can you schedule the senior class photo during the freshman testing?
Yep.
Every year we tried to do it. It never worked out. This year, we didn't even give it a thought, and it worked out.
It just worked out that way. Self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess.
Yep.
Oh, that's fun. Anything else we need to catch up on in the last month since we've been live?
We're going to talk about sectionals.
Yep, that's our next thing. We might as well just run into...
well, just one more thing.
Yeah.
Over the past month, Covington has had several high-profile deaths.
Yeah, like super popular people in Covington. Yeah. So you can go ahead and bring them up, Stock, because we're friends with quite a few of them. Yes.
We had Jacob Wright, former student of ours. He suffered cancer, 31 years old.
Yeah.
A horrible situation.
Bad deal.
Judy Ashton, former French teacher here. I took over for her. She was on vacation with some of her family in
Croatia.
Yeah. Had a car accident and she didn't make it. Peggy Perry, who's Pam Klingen's mother, she's from around the Wallace area.
Sure.
She passed away. She fell twice this year.
Oh my goodness.
And it was the second fall.
That's pretty devastating. Yeah.
Seems like there was one more. Jeannie and Marilyn's father.
Yeah. And Jeannie's mom.
Yeah. What's his name? I forget.
Oh, shoot. You had to ask.
Well, Jeannie and Marilyn's dad.
I would look it up on Facebook, but that's not handy for me.
Yeah. His funeral is tomorrow, I think.
Oh, so it's quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, they always say 3, and then the 4th one's unexpected is what it is with deaths in the community. And those are pretty prominent people that we've lost. And it was a sad occasion, but going to Jacob's visitation, pretty, I would say, not somber, upbeat. It was more of a celebration of life. Like they say that a lot, but it typically isn't.
Yeah.
But I talked to his dad and his mom, and they were happy with how things turned out, like collage wise and stuff like that, and the people that showed up. It's always nice talking to former students. Got to talk to a former colleague, Miss Gerbsch. Yeah, Jordan Gerbsch. She always said her middle name was Danger because the last 3 letters of her first name and the first 3 letters of her last name spell danger.
Well, she's right then.
So Danger's her middle name. So it was great to see her again. And we stood by, in line, we stood by some former students as well. And then we stood in front of our former superintendent, Mr. Boo,
Yeah.
and Tracy. So we got some good conversation in, just kind of a bad deal to be gathered for that, but a good deal to have like communion with other people.
Yeah.
So pretty neat. We are going to go into sports unless you got anything else, Stock.
No,
So
let's do it.
all the sports wrapped up, guys. Since the last time we were here, the fall sports season ended. We are now, less than a week away from winter.
Are we?
Yeah, girls basketball starts their scrimmage next Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's that quick. The turnaround time is not a lot.
There's usually Thanksgiving's coming up too.
Thanksgiving's coming up. Dude, we're almost in November.
Almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is it? Next Tuesday's Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
And Halloween is when they're having the scrimmage.
A week from today is
Yeah.
November 1st.
So it'll be against Crawfordsville at 6 o'clock at Crawfordsville on Tuesday. So that's coming up real quick.
Real fast.
Yeah. A lot of cool things happen at the end of the season. A lot of unfortunate things.
Yeah.
So boys soccer, girls soccer, did you get to either one of those?
I did not.
Yeah. It's unfortunately, we ran into kind of a buzzsaw with the boys soccer. Played some really good team, but sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. We had a close game.
Well, you know what I think about that.
Yeah.
Carroll County.
I'm aware. Similar team was in the volleyball sectional, and you'll be happy to know they got beat soundly. So Carroll, Florida didn't do well in volleyball.
Good.
So boys soccer got beat out.
Girls soccer.
Shortly after, girls soccer got beat out at Benton Central, I believe. They played Faith. All right, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, they played Faith.
And I've got tennis here.
Tennis, super young team this year.
Yeah.
Played really well up until the
skill.
very end. Yeah.
Yeah,
good
they're
skill.
going to do well.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Even our number one's Urban right now, I believe. And he's still an underclassman. So we got a lot of guys coming back. So that's looking good for the future.
Yeah.
Volleyball. So we made it to the championship game against Central Catholic as predicted. Lost the first set 26-24, I believe, in a crazy set. And then lost the next two, lost 3-0 in the championship game against Central Catholic. Girls had a great season. It was a super fun time to be able to public address announce for them. We had the opportunity to stream with commenters. So thank you to friend of the show, Mr. Beaver.
Yeah.
He was able to kind of guide my brand new broadcasters through the process. We broadcast all 5 games of sectional. You can go to ihsaatv.org right now to watch them. So if you guys don't know, sectional and postseason works a little differently.
Is that the one we have to pay for?
With certain sports.
Okay.
So it was kind of a weird situation, and I've talked to Mr. Brown about this a lot in preparation for it. But so IHSAA typically charges to broadcast. So if you want to broadcast something, let's use KISS Country 103.1 for example. If they want to broadcast because they're a public company, it's $1,000 or so to do it for the radio. So if you want to go public on the radio, it's $1,000 out of your pocket so you can broadcast it.
Yeah.
If you want to do video, it's like closer to $3,000.
Wow.
It's a lot of money. I don't know the exact figures right now, but I think that's what it was last year when we applied for it. So you're out of pocket quite a bit of money.
Is that per season or per game?
Per game.
Wow.
So in certain instances, it makes sense. If you're doing a basketball sectional with two really good teams, you're going to get a lot of viewers. If you're doing a football sectional game, you're going to get a lot of viewers. It's just how it works, the 2 big sports here in Indiana. But it's a lot of money to apply for that kind of stuff. Before volleyball sectional started, I would say probably a week before, the IHSA saw that no one was streaming from our location. We hosted volleyball sectional. So they reached out to us, to Mr. Brown and I, and they said, hey, would you guys be interested in broadcasting? We know that you have a broadcast crew because we've seen it in past years. So that's cool. We've got our name out. And we know that you're a huddle school. Both of those things together, we'd like to know if you'd like to stream. So I talked to Mr. Brown about it, and we said, yeah, that'd be awesome. We talked to some students about it. They said, yes, that's an opportunity we'd like to do. So we applied for it, and within a couple hours, we were approved for all 5 games.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, pretty neat, especially if you're, kids that haven't done this before
or
the process before. So we were approved. we did a little practice back here in this room. I set them up with a volleyball game. They practiced. So shout out to Emma and Karma. They were our broadcasters. And shout out to Oliver because he ran our broadcast. And then huge thank you to Mr. Beaver, who was up there with them, keeping them on track, providing like little tidbits of information and like history and stuff like that throughout the broadcast. Phenomenal.
He's the next Greg Klingon.
Oh my goodness. And when he was here, he did mention like this is the program that he would have liked to have been in.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
Like he's passionate about this kind of stuff. Even volleyball, a sport that he doesn't know as well. Super passionate about our kids being involved and being in it. And he was awesome to guide our kids through it. So we broadcast all 5 games. You can go to ihsatv.org and watch those right now. You can slow down the call at the end of the first set. I'm not going to say much more about that.
Read between the lines, everyone.
Use your own judgment on how that would have swayed the game. But CC didn't make it much further anyway. So we ran into a good team. We were a good team, and it kind of just ended the way it ended.
Yeah.
So you can go back and watch that if you want. Listen to Emma and Karma. We've heard nothing but good things out of our broadcast.
Yeah.
So we're excited for basketball season coming up as well. The other sport, Pierce, did not advance.
Okay.
So
That's
our
cross-country.
cross-country team of Pierce did not advance.
Well, also girls golf.
Yes,
I didn't hear a single thing about them this
No,
fall.
Randy talked about it on broadcast, but I was kind of fuming at that point. As you guys know, I help with the Kiss Country 103.1 football broadcast and basketball broadcasts. The North Vermilion ball game was not a good experience for me. Their Wi-Fi wasn't strong to begin with. They had catastrophic failure on a lot of their internet stuff when we were down there. So the concession stand couldn't take credit cards.
They must have had a tech guy who just left.
No, right. The event link. Oh yeah, that's a big past event too for us.
Yeah.
The event link wouldn't work because it didn't have internet. So they were able to stream Huddle, I believe, and then Kiss Country was able to tether their own hotspot. So my dad, my roadie, and I, we booked it back to Covington. We stood in my room and hooked up the audio broadcast to a scoreboard that we ran while we were listening to the show. He went and got a couple Casey's pizza, and we made a party out of it. So shout out to Casey's for the thin crust. You guys are on it.
Shout out to Keddy for just going with the flow.
It was awesome. He's so much fun to hang out with on ball game nights. Doc, you should go with us. It's a blast. We're to the point where a lot of the schools just kind of know us and they just wave us on.
Yeah.
Just go, whatever. Do you need us to sign anything? I'll always do this. And they go, no, just go. So the local schools are awesome about that.
And
Yeah.
last game is football.
Yeah. And so we got beat by, I didn't go to that game.
Neither did I.
It was here,
I was still sick.
Clinton Prairie
Okay.
and us. First time we played them in football in 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of the stats that Greg dropped on the broadcast. I was in my classroom streaming the same way I did. So in order to not pay the IHSA fees, we can't have a video feed, but we can use our audio feed because they paid commercially for audio. So if you go to Kiss Country's 103.1's Facebook page this week, it's going to be Clinton Prairie against North Vermilion. So only 2 WRC schools left in the playoffs, which are Seeger, who won 14-12 last week, and North Vermilion, who played Attica and won 41-6, I believe. So only 2 schools back in it. South Vermilion got beat. Park County schools got beat. So we don't feel left out.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. Football's a tough sport to advance in. It's just such a short postseason that, one game and you're done.
Yep.
And you're on break.
And we've got a young football team too.
We do. And unintentionally, so Wyatt got hurt early in the season as our starting quarterback, had to replace him with a freshman. And you know what? The team kind of rallied around that mentality and outperformed a lot of the expectations, I think.
Yeah.
I think Coach Wheeler is going to be really happy with what he's got now and what he's got going into the future. So I think good things are happening. Good things on the horizon.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So that's our fall sports wrap up. Kind of leads us into what we've got planned for winter. So I have talked to some of the kids. There's a possibility that we are able to stream some basketball games. If we can get somebody knowledgeable in wrestling, that'd be something that we would like to stream as well.
Yeah.
It's just kind of such a niche thing. wrestling that, it's hard. hard
Carrie
to
knows
find
wrestling. She managed
Well, let's
wrestling.
pump the brakes. She managed wrestling. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. If we get somebody like Trent back to do it,
Yeah.
that'd be fun. Like Mr. McCormick would be a blast because he's a big wrestling guy. But we're looking at doing maybe some of that, and then girls and boys basketball, we could do that as well. And we wouldn't have to just stream to YouTube. We could do IHSA and YouTube at the same time because we have figured out a way to RTMP stream, and we're really excited about it. So hang in there. Good news on the horizon, hopefully. And that's kind of where we are with winter. Stock, do you announce stuff for winter? I don't remember.
Just winter homecoming
Winter homecoming, yeah. And senior night.
senior night. Yeah.
So it'd be boys and girls basketball, wrestling, senior nights, and then winter homecoming for basketball.
Yep.
Very cool. Yeah, there's only 3 sports in the winter,
Yeah.
right? Oh, no, I take that back. There's swimming.
Oh,
Are
swimming.
we having swimming this year?
Yes. I think
I need to talk to the kids.
Lily Pig, I know.
Okay,
she's-
Lily swam
on it.
last year.
And I heard 2 other names. They were kids I didn't know.
Okay, cool. So ideas on a coach? Is that still Miss?
Pineda?
Is it?
Maybe.
Since she doesn't have a kid?
Oh,
in it
that's
anymore?
true. I don't know.
Well, we'll have to find out and get back to you guys on that one.
Here, I'll make a note.
If you know in the comments, you slide it our way because that's something we are not aware of. So that's winter, 4 sports. Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Stock, you had 2 rants. Do you want
One was life in general.
Yeah.
My other one, I worked at McDonald's when I was in high school.
Yes.
You need to project your voice when you're working in the drive-through,
That's fair.
because if you just talk like this,
Right.
no one can hear you. And kids don't understand that. You have to speak up and be heard.
Yeah.
And that goes to the conversation we were having before we broadcast.
Yep.
It's a different generation.
It is a different generation. The only thing I say in the drive-through is mobile order, MV78. Sometimes they see me coming and they'll just tell me to go to the first drive-through window.
And sometimes you stop, sometimes you don't.
Just go. We know who you are. So that's exciting. So only those 2 rants?
Those are my 2.
Oh man, we've had a month. Stock's had a very chill month.
Well, I'm older and forgetful.
That's fair. That's where I am too. Have you seen Loki?
No,
Okay.
I did see Ahsoka.
Oh, you did see Ahsoka.
Yeah.
The reason I asked about Loki is there's a scene in it's either episode 2 or episode 3 where they're in like a 1980s McDonald's, and I wanted to see how well they replicated it.
Okay,
So
I'll look into that.
yeah, but you were a 90s.
I was late 80s, early 90s.
Okay, so it's about that era then.
Okay.
That's exciting. I can't wait to see that because I thought that was pretty neat. That was the first thing I thought was, oh, Stock, how accurate this is.
Okay.
So that's cool. Fields of Faith, stuff you wanted to mention about that. You guys had a good showing.
Yeah, very good showing. I don't know how many kids were there, but Fields of Faith is a religious-based evening where the kids handle everything. They read Bible passages. Some kids tell their personal stories of faith. And I'm glad we live in Covington where events like this can take place.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
in a lot of schools, people would scream foul and
Yeah.
all of this. The law is very tricky. I also teach the Bible as literature.
Sure.
If a teacher brings up something, that can be questioned. But if students bring things up, that's usually okay.
Okay.
So,
I wondered how that worked.
yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes in my classroom, if you're observing me, I'll say, well, I would tell you something, but I don't think it would be appropriate.
See me after class.
No, they just say, would you mind telling us? Okay,
All right, here we go.
since you asked.
Buckle up. I always wondered how that worked.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Fields of Faith, my experience from it, at least this year, Zach brought Tony over. And that kind of took a lot of the burden off my back because that was also the night of the visitation.
Yeah.
I had to be in 3 places at once
Yeah.
that night. And I'm super thankful that there are people in the community that can kind of pinch hit, fill in if I'm not able to do stuff or whatever. So I was able to pull the sound system out, helped Zach set it up, and then Tony came over and ran the whole system
Yeah.
that night, and he did a fantastic job from
Yeah.
all accounts. So super thankful for them. A really good meeting place for a lot of the kids.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to find kids with common ground. So you can be in a youth group, you can be in like a teen group or whatever, but it's also nice to get outside of yourself and get outside of your teen group and see other teen groups and how they're working together and kind of networking. That's kind of the biggest thing that you learn in high school is networking, right? And that's one of the big things of it. So super fun night. For what I was able to see of it, I was there for about 15 minutes total at the beginning and then at the end because I had little kids soccer that night. I had a visitation that night, and then I had to be at Fields of Faith.
Yeah. Levin Marcinko.
But they were awesome.
Levin Marcinko was the main speaker.
Yeah.
He did an excellent job.
That is the McDonald's Athlete of the Month as
is,
well.
yeah.
Man, what a good month.
He's a quiet student.
He is. Yeah. Good kid, though.
When he's got something to say, he says it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Thank you for bringing that up too, Stock, because I would have totally forgotten that was in the last month. But really cool stuff going on here. The last big thing we want to touch on today is something that Stock brought up to my attention a couple weeks ago now about a former student and kind of what they're into and how that can help you guys out as well.
Yeah,
so Stock, go ahead and pitch this.
Well, we have former student Max Thurman. He is related to the Crawleys. Did you know that?
I vaguely remember something like that.
Yeah.
And the only time I ever see him is like in the gas station. So we don't talk about stuff like that. But it's always in passing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Max is an avid hockey player. And Danville has I don't know, are they minor league, sport league, something?
I think it's above club league.
Okay.
So maybe minor league would be appropriate.
They have a hockey team.
Exactly. They have a hockey team.
They have a hockey team. They're called the Bobcats. And
I should have had a sound effect queued up for that. There we go.
That's perfect.
That's great.
We are trying to get Max as a guest on here.
Yeah.
We need to come up with some dates and send those to him.
Yeah.
I don't know when he's available during the day, but apparently we can broadcast whenever.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want, whenever we want.
Yeah. But the Bobcats are having 3 special games this fall. The first one is this Saturday, and the admission is free of charge. They are asking for donations, and all the money that they make goes to certain organizations. So this Saturday, October 28th, again, free admission, but a donation goes to first responders. November 25th, that's after Thanksgiving, right?
Is that during Thanksgiving break?
Yeah, that should be the Saturday after it.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, free admission, but donations go to military appreciation. And then December 9th is Toys for Tots.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that'll lead into Christmas.
Yeah.
Very cool. So a lot of really good causes and free admission, but goodwill donation. So if you're able to give and you're able to get over there, I think it'd be a really cool opportunity to catch a hockey game,
definitely.
Right? And cheer for a Covington kid.
Yeah.
Which is always a cool thing.
Do you think he has a jersey we can buy?
Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, just get the kit. Oh, that'd be cool with a Bobcat on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, forget our goodwill donation. It's going towards a jersey, apparently. But that would be fun. That'd be fun to have him on and wear them.
Yeah.
Like surprise him with our jerseys.
He could bring a couple of his teammates.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
And if they're going to promote this, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think this is really cool. So you said this Saturday is the first one. Do you have a time on that stock? Is it like 6 or 7?
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, everyone. It's easy to find online. I just know this Saturday is the first game.
Just Danville Bobcats, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Check out, I'm assuming they have a Facebook page. So
yeah, Facebook, website.
Check that out. If you need more information, check that out. If you see Max in the community, corner him, shake him down. He's tough. He's a hockey player.
Yeah. He's also a great guy.
At your own risk. He's a super nice dude. So that's a great opportunity. Could be really cool for you and your family to get out and do something as a family, which is always a great opportunity to do. Stock, anything else before we sign off? Yeah, for free. Best price ever. Anything else before we sign off here?
We had to say goodbye to a colleague a week ago.
Yes.
Friend of the show, John Carfault, our tech guy. He is now working in Lafayette doing field.
He explained it, Internet of Things, IoT things.
Okay.
So that's what we'll leave it at.
Okay.
Yes.
So we wish John well.
Absolutely.
We miss him already, but everyone has a different path.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. But yeah, friend of the show.
Yep.
So that marks another one off the list. Stock, as I do the intro video now, and I update the intro. But should we just put red X's over
Yes,
that we've had leave?
Let's do it.
That'll be our Halloween slasher episode. So like this coming Monday,
Okay.
I'll do like a Halloween
Yeah.
in the background. Oh my gosh. Half of our guests from the first season are gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the cool thing is we've got new people. They're getting involved, getting boots on the ground. We've already had Mrs. Witzman on the show.
Yep.
Hopefully to have Mr. Kersey as soon as our schedules align.
Hopefully.
So lots of cool stuff happening.
Yeah.
A lot of cool things going on.
Oh, picture retakes are Friday.
Oh, shoot. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, picture retakes Friday, and also we have a special lunch Friday.
Fall into decades.
Yeah, fall
is,
into
is the
decades.
themes. Are you dressing up?
Well,
If I can find my Jinkos.
please, nobody call the police.
Oh no.
I should wear my birthday suit.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I actually had a kid today say, "Do you think they'd get mad if I wore my dinosaur costume?"
No.
I was like, "That's an old decade. Technically, you're not wrong." So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, if I can find my Jinkos.
I've still got my jean jacket from college.
Do you really?
I'll be walking around like this all day.
Do you have your letter jacket or honors jacket or anything from college?
Not from college, but from high school.
high school?
I have my
Yeah, yeah.
band jacket, but the sleeves, something happened with the sleeves and they're all gooey.
Is that like a moth thing or something?
No, I think it's kept
Age.
in like a plastic bag and
Oh,
it's not real
yeah.
leather or anything.
That might be funny to try to dig mine up. Because I know exactly where they are.
Yeah.
I just got to find them. Things move mysteriously when you get older. Things disappear. It's just between the vision and the forgetfulness time, everything's not where I thought I left it.
And health and knees.
Just falling apart, just in general. Anything else we want to mention coming up before we take off?
I don't think so.
Senior pictures are December 2nd, I believe, something like that.
Okay.
So those are the ones that go up in the hallways for the
Yeah.
composite, and they go into the newspaper, and they are the yearbook senior pictures.
Yeah.
I
You want to
need
dress nice for
I
that.
need to tell. It's not Reed. Kemper that. I need to tell Mrs. Kemper that to not panic if the senior pictures are bad that she has right now because they're getting new ones. But she's doing a great job with the yearbook. Already got flyers out for sales.
Okay, good.
So keep that in mind. Stock's a
Yeah.
yearbook buyer.
Yep.
You and Miss Davis. Gotta love them. All right. Anything you want to say before we go? Here we go.
Good to see everyone. Hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed it.
Yep.
Good to be back.
Hopefully it won't be a month before we're back next time. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.